Am I the a-hole? Secrets edition. Am I the a-hole for not helping my friend see her husband's dating app matches? I, 29, female, work in UX design for what is basically an app for people who want to cheat on their partners. I didn't choose this niche, it was just the best paying job I found. I tell everyone I freelance in tech because I'm embarrassed to say that, in a way, I help people cheat. The only person who knows what I actually do is my best friend, Sarah. One night, she told me she thinks her husband might be cheating. She says she saw a suspicious app on his phone with no name, just a purple icon, and asked me if it was my company's app. Without actually seeing it, I couldn't confirm it. And because she only saw it briefly while he was using his phone, she couldn't give me a detailed description. I honestly didn't know what to do, so I just offered her my support. A couple of days later, she messaged me saying she created an account on my company's app, created a fake profile to try to find out if he was actually using it, and found his profile there. She sent me screenshots. There were a couple of photos of him without a shirt on, and a mini bio that included the gag-inducing sentence, "Just here for a good time, not a long time." She was devastated. Now, she wants me to use my position in the company to find out how long ago he created the account and if he actually has matches who he's been talking to. I really want to help her expose him, but I don't want to jeopardize my job by trying to access information that should remain private. Am I the a-hole for not helping my best friend? Top comments. Comment 1. Not the a-hole. She's in a shitty situation and doesn't deserve to be cheated on, but it's unfair of her to ask you to do something that may lead to you losing your job. Comment 2. Everybody sucks here. I've always been curious about the type of people who work for these apps and websites. Does it bother you at all that you're contributing to other people getting hurt? I think if worked for a place like that, I wouldn't be able to enjoy my salary, no matter how high it was. I'd feel it was like blood money. The husband is an a-hole for cheating, and the wife is a soft a-hole for wanting to entrap him instead of sitting down and having an adult conversation, which would sort things out much more easily. Comment 3. Oh boy, what a pickle. If it were my best friend, I want to do everything I possibly could to help her. But I wouldn't be keen on risking my only source of income to do that. Not the a-hole. Don't do anything you shouldn't. Instead, try to find another way to help your friend deal with this situation. Story 2. Would I be the a-hole for pretending I don't know my biological father lives next door? I, 33, female, moved into a new neighborhood about a year ago. Nice area, pretty quiet. A little suburban. I got friendly with my neighbors quickly and ended up getting close to an older guy in his 70s called Dave. He's retired, so he spends most of his time around his house. I felt bad that he seems to be lonely most of the time, so I started to come over sometimes to play cards with him, bring him some baked goods since I like to bake. The first time I brought him a banana bread, which he had mentioned in a story that he really liked, he actually got teary-eyed and said, "You're like the daughter I never had," and gave me a hug. I grew up without a father, so I was grateful to now have a father figure in my life. I told my mom about this and would sometimes share stories of our wholesome interactions, which she found adorable. Last weekend, she came to visit my new place for the first time, which she loved. When at the end of the day we got into my car, so I could take her back to the train station, she looked out the window and let out a gasp. I asked her, "What?" and looked at what she was looking. Dave was outside mowing his lawn. I said, "That's Dave, the neighbor I've been telling you about." My mom was speechless, like she had seen a ghost. I frowned and asked her what was going on. And that's when she said it. "That's your father." For a moment, I thought I was having a dream. All my life, she told me my father was not with us because he had been having an affair for 4 of the years they had been together, which she found out just before I was born, and so they had separated and he had moved away. A little later, she found out she was pregnant with me, but never told him. I can't lie, I had wondered about him, and sometimes I actually felt like looking him up, but I didn't want to hurt my mother's feelings and thought he was a pretty horrible person for what he had done to her. So I never actually contacted him. My mother and I talked about it, and she told me it was my decision to tell him or not that I was his daughter. Would I be the a-hole if I told him the truth and, in a way, betrayed my mom by continuing to be close to him? Top comments. Comment 1. Not the a-hole. This isn't a Lifetime movie. This decision will change your life. Take all the time you need to think about it. If you decide to tell him, your mother should be able to accept it. Comment 2. You're like the daughter I never had. Little did he know, you were the daughter he actually had. Not the a-hole. Go catch up on all those years you both missed together. Comment 3. What are the odds that, after nearly 30 years, you would accidentally find each other? If this isn't a sign, I don't know what is. Tell him he's your father. Story 3. Am I the a-hole for exposing my roommate in front of our friends? I, 28, male, live with a longtime friend, Mark, 29, male, who hit a rough patch last year. He lost his job, went through a breakup, and started spiraling. I told him I'd cover his half of rent temporarily, but he refused. Said it would hurt his pride. He insisted he'd Venmo me each month. He didn't, but instead of pushing it, I just quietly paid his half anyway, every month for 6 months straight. I figured he'll get back on his feet, and we'll sort it out. I even made up a fake rent discount, so he wouldn't feel guilty. I told him the landlord gave us a pandemic roommate deal. He bought it. Well, last month, Mark got a new job. Instead of saying thank you, he suddenly became Mr. High Horse about the apartment, saying I needed to pull more weight, clean more, stop leaving socks out, and stop buying cheap toilet paper. Excuse me? That's Charmin Ultra, sir. Then, one night, when some of our friends came over for dinner, he went into this passive-aggressive rant about how I always expect help from others. I snapped. I said, "Oh, you mean like how I covered your rent for half a year?" His face dropped. The dinner suddenly became awkward until one of our friends changed the subject. After everyone had left, Mark came to me and said I humiliated him and made him feel like a charity case in front of everyone. I told him that if his pride was more important than my kindness, then he could find another roommate. Now he's packing his stuff and telling friends I weaponized generosity. AITA for exposing him in front of our friends? Top comments. Comment 1. Not the a-hole. You were kind. He was ungrateful. Pride isn't an excuse to treat people like crap. Comment 2. Not the a-hole. Anyone who disrespects Charmin Ultra deserves to pay full rent. Comment 3. Not the a-hole. The fact that he didn't immediately start to pay you back, even a little of all the rent you had paid for months, baffles me. He should be super thankful that his friend bailed him out. I would honestly not want to remain friends with someone like that. What do you think of these Reddit stories? Do you agree with the readers' verdicts? Leave your opinion in the comments and don't forget to subscribe. We are a new channel and we really appreciate your support. We publish stories with new topics multiple times a week. From Reddit Stories Bonanza, we wish you an amazing week.